Stress from the holidays is certainly over, but the new year brings a whole new set of tension. Certainly the weather can play a role in all that. Joining us to talk about stress and what we can do about it is Dr. Katherine Burrell. She's a psychologist from the Genesee Health Systems. Welcome.
Good morning.
Tell me about stress. Why are we so stressed out?
There can be many reasons a person can be stressed out, especially right after the holidays and your New Year's resolution. But most importantly, it's important to recognize that it's not just adults that get stressed out, it's children as well and adolescents. And so we're all very different. We all cope with stress in very different ways. And so it's important to figure out what works for you.
And it certainly can have an impact on our health. I mean, this is nothing to take lightly.
Absolutely. It can impact your health in many different ways, but there's a lot of strategies that can help with that. And so one strategy that we frequently recommend is something called relaxation strategies, which can help with both physical health and mental health. It helps decrease blood pressure, helps decrease just general stress, helps reduce your tension, your muscle tension, helps decrease frustration and improve mood and things like that.
What can we do about it? I mean, how can you get to be less stressful in our lives? What can you tell me?
So
I need some advice.
There's many different ways. Like I said, relaxation strategy is probably the biggest one.
Well, how do you do that?
So there's many different ways. So some of the ones that we tend to encourage and the ones that I want to focus on are things like progressive muscle relaxation, for example. And what that is a technique we use that you tense your muscles and then you relax them, and you start from every group, you go to every group of your body.
What about breathing?
Breathing, controlled breathing is a great one. So
big deep breath?
Big deep breaths, and there's actually a good way to control your breathing. So
show me how, real quick.
All right, so what you typically would expect to do is closing your eyes can help kind of decrease that. You increase your breathing, you count in your head 1 to 5, then you hold your breath for a few seconds, and then you decrease your breath, count backwards 5 to 1. And if you can do that repetitively, 5, 10, 15 times in a row, it really will help relax your body.
Well, I know there are other ways that we can de-stress, and we want to have you stick around if that's okay.
Absolutely.
Kristen's going to talk with you, Dr. Katherine Burrell from the Genesee Health Systems. Thank you again for coming in.
You're welcome.
And there is a few of the things that she was mentioning about how to de-stress and what you can do, but we'll have more on that later in the broadcast. Coming up.
Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. We are de-stressing this morning with the new year. A lot can be on your mind. And to help us do just that is Dr. Katherine Burrell from the Genesee Health Systems. She's a psychologist. She's going to tell us a little bit about how we can kind of go into this new year and stay stress-free. So earlier you gave us some tips on breathing in and out. What are some other tips?
So there's a lot of other coping strategies. So things like physical activity can be really helpful, taking yoga classes, and that with the social support of others around you can be really helpful. Diversionary activities, so keeping yourself busy, keeping your mind off of the stressors that you tend to kind of take up all of that worry. Making sure that you maybe read or listen to music, things that really kind of get your mind off of it.
Now, I know a lot of people like me, we think, stress, no big deal, just another part of life, but it can actually be pretty detrimental to your health.
It absolutely can. It can impact everything that you do, and so it's important to really kind of make sure that your social, when you're going out with friends, and that you're keeping up with all of the things that you enjoy doing, because if you don't, then it really kind of can put you in a hole.
Now, you gave us some tips. One of them, which I really liked, was get on a schedule. How can that help?
Well, it can help in many different ways, not just for yourself, but with your family. So if kids have schedules when they come home from school, then it really decreases the chaotic environment in the home, and therefore it helps kind of keep you more calm as well.
Now, I know moms out there are the ones that are setting that schedule for their kids. Is it important for them to kind of have a schedule themselves?
Yeah, absolutely. Making sure you have time for yourself, making sure especially that you keep good sleep hygiene can be really important. Making sure you're getting your 7 hours of sleep at night if you can, instead of making sure you're staying late and watching those TV shows that maybe you can DVR and hold off till the weekend.
No, really quick, one more thing you put on here is positive thinking that I think we underestimate all the time.
Absolutely. Positive thinking will really go a long way by just thinking thinking the good in certain aspects of your life and thinking about those stressful situations in a good way and what you can learn from them rather than thinking negatively, which can really bring that stress on even more.
All right, so think positive. And for more of her tips, make sure to check out our website at mynbcnews.com.